Fayola. The stakeholders, Party Nano, Party Sabobe, Iko Yesunyale, and United Democratic Party, the main party, Waltara Kitiolale, and Imam Fair Hearing Dila, Yela Kito 5 Banta. That was undemocratic. Because the number one objective, the number one function and institution of democracy is fair hearing in a free and fair court of law, which was not given or accorded to the United Democratic Party and the other parties, Melealonko, Ibalanta, up to now as we speak. These three parties, GDC, Democratic Party, and NUP, Wolman Song 2021 election. So the election cycle, election sabolu melbulata noma, Deputy Cartefayo, chairman and mayoral Cartefayo and council election ola. Ning NPP man sakunda ifota bela. They lost the popular vote. Ifota bela. So how comes a senate makafoko ite election o gagné no la jang? It is obvious. The writing is on the wall. Bata me alon ko lebe nyimbankun Gambia is for the Gambian people. Ndolebe bata kang. Balula kolaya membe nyimbankun high cost of living. Ani masakunda mara balia ani luwa tanya. Me alon ko president o fango lebe luwa tinya kan nyimbankun anala executive. Wole akendi a senate mako Gambiano bata talete karto file mo 2026. So ibe menke ka wole mo ka karto di luntangolla in African countries da me alon ko ni nimtada fon futata auto ba fala okay sign diaspora voting sike exceptional diaspora voting wole mu nyinti ko banko melbe Africa ibe kodo sotono la pour ka election o kije wayatara la election o sunya. That is what we perceive, that is what I believe in. So ntolbe funtila kanda election o defend to the latter andu ni woketa ibe yelo bonali because you need that. So ibe also tono la nyadile whether they are observing this, whether they are taking this consideration into account in the foreign countries that they are issuing ID cards to nille mu di $1 million correction si ala barka bake
from Mauritania to come and register in the Gambia here. And I was part of people who stood to investigate to know who are those people. Among them, I find an old lady speaking Portuguese, allegedly a Bissau Guinean. And she told me she was ferried from Mauritania. I don't want to mention name, but an MPP senior member was the one who was facilitating their coming to the Gambia here to register for votes. I went with her and the delegation to Bundung, I mean myself, to Bundung police. They were first lodged at Buva Zone. When I had it early morning, around 4 a.m., I wake up with 3 people. We went there. When they were dropped, some of them don't have anywhere to go. End up being at Bundung police. Early morning 8, I was communicating directly to that member of MPP, pretending that I am one of those people who came, but in advance. So they were about to kill a bull for them. Unfortunately, how they discovered that it was me, I don't know, but connection was cut off in between us. So, have been said that evidence that you are asking to get Gambian ID card is very simple. The requirements are birth certificate, Alcalo attestation, Safos attestation, or ID card, or if not, a passport. So the question this group is begging, why the Gambia government is traveling to countries allegedly to issue ID cards to alleged Gambians who reside in those countries, in countries that Gambian ID card is not even a requirement to apply for their residential permits. What important do a Gambian ID card have for someone who is applying for an Angolan residential permit, or a Gambian ID card for someone who is applying for a Congolese ID card, a Congolese residential permit, or for somebody who is in Gabon wanting to apply for Gabonese residential permit? If not to go and register and have a data that can aid and abet them to get advantage in 2026 when they introduce diaspora voting. based on the laws that we are having. So the question is, there are empirical evidence everywhere written on the wall for everybody to know that issuing documents in countries that document doesn't have any importance, behind that scene, nothing but dubious. Upon his response, it opened a door for concern that has get back to this said group, that is ID Card Scheme, a great concern, GICSAC. So we are political, although we might belong to political party, like people who are not from the same political party. So on that note, we cannot make it on or do it under a single political party. We have to come and form it under an alliance, on an agreed name that has been mentioned in the parliament with regard to the scheme itself. So the name is new because the issue discussed here is also new.
Yeah, so this group is it legally recognized? Because for me this is the first time I'm coming across the name of this group. Is this your first area of intervention? And is it purposely meant for the ID? Because you may also mention of government increasing prices for nominations. Exactly. So tell us about the group specifically. Are you a legally recognized group? You know, and what do Gambians need to know about your motives?
It doesn't take a group to be legal before you are registered. The concerns make us legal because we are fighting for something that we believe it serves the best interest of every citizen. We are not registered legally, but we exist legally. When I say we exist legally, that means that it is a right under Section 25 of the Constitution of this country that people can come together and associate. It doesn't necessarily tell you that to go and register to be legal. But the Constitution provides us the right to be associated to any name that we want, whether registered or not. So to know us best is that we want to fight for something we believe has emerged, and definitely it poses a serious risk to our national security. Not only that one, as you mentioned about issues of election, increasing the nomination fees, it also poses a serious threat to fair and equitable environment to allow every Gambian a right to participate in elections, whether you want to vote or to be voted for. So when we see anything that is coming to hinder that right,
request to the IGP and follow it up in due course within the dictates and the bindings of the law. If we are giving the permission or the permit to go ahead, we will mobilize Gambians irrespective of their political affiliations nationwide, not only in the great